Blast off. Minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
As roaring rockets blast off to distant planets and far-flung stars, we take you to the age of the conquest of space with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. As the sun blazes fiercely in a sky blacker than the blackest midnight of Earth, and countless brilliant stars gleam on every side, Space Cadets Tom Corbett, Roger Manning, and Astro blast through the void in the rocket cruiser Polaris. They are about to begin a week's leave on the shining planet that already looms in the distance, Astro's home world, Venus.
It won't be long now, Astro. We should be landing in an hour.
Oh, that's swell, Tom. I can hardly wait to get home and see the family again.
I'll bet.
After I say hello to Astro's family, I have some unfinished business.
Yeah, we know. That girl in Venusport.
The Venus of Venus. You know, Astro, I can't figure out how the same planet can produce a gal like Gloria and an ape like you.
Look, Hotshot, one more blast of your jet gas and I'll throw you right out into space just to see if you could make Venus under your own power.
Venusport calling rocket cruiser Polaris. Venusport to Polaris.
Hold it a minute, fellas.
Come in, Polaris.
Polaris to Venusport. Cadet Pilot Corbett here. Go ahead.
This is Lieutenant Commander Burke of the Solar Guard. Sorry we didn't catch you while you were further out. Afraid I have a little bad news. Your leave will have to be delayed while you cut over to Mercury.
Leave canceled?
What's the idea?
Unfortunately, the Polaris is the only official ship available to look into a serious situation.
Well, what is it, sir? What's up?
The 2 teams of government scientists have been operating diggers on Mercury's hot side recently in a top-secret project. Had you heard anything about it?
We knew they were there, sir, that's all.
Well, their radio operators kept in constant touch with us from their Twilight Zone base, but a few hours ago he apparently attempted to call and the transmitter suddenly went dead. Normally any break should be repaired by now, so it looks as if they're in serious trouble. Clear so far?
Yes, sir. What are our orders?
You're to proceed to Mercury at once, investigate, and report to us by radio. But use extreme caution or you may be in danger yourselves. Authorities here suspect an outbreak of zero-A fever.
Zero-A fever?
What's that? I've heard of it, sir. Zero-A means zero atmosphere. Space pioneers used to get it on airless planets, but I thought it had been wiped out.
Well, it can't be cured like a disease. This is psychosis. Insanity, like the cabin fever of ancient days that affected small groups cooped up in cramped, isolated quarters. But in zero-A, there's the additional strain of existing in spacesuits or small pressurized bases on a hostile world.
Sir, what happens when a man goes zero-A?
Well, he becomes insane, has hallucinations. Usually goes berserk, smashing, killing. Extremely dangerous to his companions and to himself.
Great Jupiter, a maniac in a spot like that.
We'll get there as fast as we can, sir.
That fever isn't catching, is it?
Oh, you bubblehead. How could it be?
Just a moment. Matter of fact, zero-A may be catching, in a sense.
But, sir, if it's mental...
Well, we speak of beyond being catching. That's mental, too. In the case of zero-A, everybody's under the same strain. They're all potential victims. So when one goes, all may go. You understand?
Yes, sir, I certainly do.
Then you also understand why I'm ordering you to be very, very careful. All right. That's it. Blast off for Mercury and spaceman's luck.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment. So stand by.
Spaceman, there's a lot more to being a space cadet than blasting off on a trip through space. The cadets get plenty of work to do right here on the ground. Tom Corbett and the other cadets have physical training, just like you do. And it's plenty rough. Listen to what Tom Corbett said one day down at the gym.
They sure give you a morning workout around here. If you spacemen have a tough gym class, there are 2 things you can do to make it a lot easier. The first is to go to class on the moon. That's right. You see, the moon's gravity is only 1/3 of the Earth's. So you can run and jump 3 times as far and as high. And the other thing to do, well, that's the best. That's starting your day with a breakfast built around Kellogg's Pep. Pep gives you more builder-upper food values than any other wheat flake. When you eat Pep, you get a valuable supply of vitamins, vitamin B1 and D, and other food values that help keep you going and high down at the gym. And Pep's food values can help you build up bigger and stronger muscles, too. When you find out what Pep can do for you, and how absolutely swell Kellogg's Pep tastes, you'll start your day the way the Space Cadets do, with a heaping bowl full of Kellogg's Pep.
Well, it's just like Tom Corbett says, Spaceman. Taste that swell, malty-rich flavor. Kellogg's Pep gives you the kind of swell eating that makes you want second helpings. With a first spoonful, you'll say, from now on, my cereal is Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P. Pep.
Swinging around its orbit like a ball on a string, Mercury keeps the same face forever turned toward the sun. On one side, it is always glaring day, blazing with a surface temperature of 450 degrees. On the other side, always night, dark and cold as space itself. Only in the narrow band between, the twilight zone, can men establish temporary camps on this airless and unfriendly planet. Now, as the Polaris speeds over the bright side toward the silent twilight zone base, the cadets stare down at the burning land beneath them.
How would you like to have to work down there, Astro?
In that blast furnace? Not me, Tom. I don't see how those scientists do it.
Well, they have mechanical mold.
They're diggers, big, powerful machines developed for just this sort of setup. They were first used on the moon.
They're built something like you, Astro. Big and clumsy.
All right, wise guy.
Matter of fact, the diggers aren't so clumsy, except when they fly.
Fly? Oh, yeah, they do at that.
It doesn't seem possible.
Well, they're no dreamboats, but they are jet-equipped for short flights under low-gravity conditions. And a rough landing doesn't damage them or the people in them.
And they can work on a place like this, huh?
Not on it, you Venusian clunk. Under it.
He means beneath the surface, Astro. They dig underground and burrow there like moles, protected from the worst of the heat. They can gather tons of rock samples or usable ore that way.
Hey, I wonder what they're looking for here.
Well, no one knows. This seems to be a real hush-hush deal.
Hey, fellas, look down there. Oh, too late.
Well, what was it?
I'm not sure, Tom, but I thought I saw something landing on the surface.
A digger?
Well, not from your description.
Well, what then? A spaceship?
No, it wasn't big enough for that, or even a jet boat. It looked like a man in a spacesuit with body jets.
A man with body jets?
It must have been your imagination, Astro. Why, even the Polaris couldn't protect us from the heat for long if we were down there. Okay, guys, get to your stations. We're entering the twilight zone. Now we've got to locate the base, fast, and find out what's happened here. Here's the base. Come on.
Huh. Not much more than a good-sized hut.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be stuck in a place like this for long.
Be careful now. We don't know what we're getting into. It may be all right, but... Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
Look at the hatches of the pressure compartment.
Great galaxy. Both of them open. That means there's no air inside.
Looks bad, fellas. Come on, but watch your step. Blazing comets. What a mess.
Wow, it sure is.
No wonder the transmitter went dead. It smashed to bits.
Everything's smashed. The whole place is wrecked. As though a maniac had been loose.
Yeah. Well, anyway, nobody's here now.
Well, that's all right with me. I wouldn't like to... What are you staring at, Tom?
Someone is here. Look. Over by the bulkhead.
A man. And Tom, he's dead.
Gosh. Well, this man must have been the base operator. He probably kept a log. If we can find it, it might help.
There's some stuff over here in the corner.
Now, let's see. Yes, here it is.
Anything in it?
Apparently, there were only 5 men on this project. The dead operator, Adams, and 4 scientists, divided into 2 teams.
What does it say about today?
That's what I'm looking for. Here it is. Teams started out in diggers at 0800, and Adams made his regular report to Venus. At 8:30, both teams called in to say they were okay. 8:49, Team A said it was moving. Landed a few minutes later, and, hey, listen to this. They started yelling something about giant men.
Giant men?
Uh-huh. Then more shouting and noise, and that was all.
Zero wave fever. That proves it.
That's what Adams and the other team figured, too. Now, let's see. Team B flew to help. Landed at 9:01. And apparently Adams didn't hear any more from them.
But what happened to Adam?
Yeah, that's what I'd like to know.
Here it is. At 9:15, he wrote that he was going to call Venus unless somebody reported in soon. But then he heard a signal at the outside hatch.
Yeah? And then what?
That's the last entry he made. Evidently, he opened the hatch and... Well, you saw him.
One of the guys on Team A must have gone 0A all of a sudden.
Or maybe both of them.
Yes, and there's no telling what happened to them or the other team, or where they are now. Let's see. The log says they landed on sector T-34. There should be a map somewhere.
Oh, right there on the bulkhead behind you.
Oh, yes. T-34. Right. Here it is. Now, that's where they were. Somebody was here after that. Wait a minute. Astro, wasn't it around there you thought you saw a man land on the surface?
Yeah, just about there.
We'd better get up to that sector in a hurry. There may still be something we can do.
Wait a minute. The Polaris is really too fast and big for a job like this.
Sure it is. We'll use the jet boat. Come on.
This sector T-34 looks so small on the map, you'd think we could have covered it by now.
We probably could if I didn't have to maneuver this jet boat all over the place to be sure we look into all these mountains and valleys.
While we're practically looking under every rock here, the guys we're looking for may be dying somewhere else.
What else can we do, Roger?
We can't do anything else, but they ought to send more men out from Venus.
How can they? You heard what Commander Burke told us when we called in. With most of their fleet out near Neptune and their last cruiser laid up for repairs.
Well, he admitted they still have a destroyer left.
But he has to keep at least one ship on planetary duty. You know that. It's regulation.
Regulations. Why don't you and Burke both go blow your jets? Who cares about...
Look down there. In that sort of canyon below us.
Where? Oh, yeah. Oh, that must be one of the diggers, huh?
That's what it is, all right.
I'll circle down and get closer.
Say, there's the other digger. But it's turned over on its back. Why, that's almost impossible, the way those things hug the ground.
And they weigh 20 tons. You'd think it would take an earthquake.
Maybe it was an earthquake.
Maybe, but an earthquake didn't call Adams to be killed or dream up the idea about giant men.
They're two of the guys we've been looking for. We're too late to help them.
What do you mean? Where are they?
Lying on the ground right near that overturned digger, almost hidden by it.
Yes, I see. 2 men in spacesuits. Dead?
How could they be alive at that temperature?
Yes, they're dead, Astro. But that still leaves 2 unaccounted for.
There they are. But one of them's alive. He's carrying the body of the other one.
It's impossible.
Well, look there, near the cliff. Only something's wrong. The one that's being carried is so small.
Great galaxy, no, Astro. The body is normal size like the others. But the live one is huge. He must be at least 10 feet tall.
Blazing comet, a giant man. Then those scientists didn't have 0A fever after all.
Unless maybe we've got it, too.
I'm going down for a closer look.
All right, but don't get too close, will you? He may try to get us, too.
Probably, but we should be safe in this jet boat.
Yeah, and the other guys should have been safe in diggers.
Hey, you can see now he's not just big. He's built all wrong. Even in a spacesuit, a man doesn't look like that.
No, the legs and his arms. Why, look, he has extra arms.
With metal claws on them. Oh, brother, tell me I'm just having a nightmare.
I wish we were. Fellas, did you see that? Well, it turned its head in a complete circle.
Back this way. I think it sees us.
With what? It has no face. There's just a blank surface behind a sort of faceplate.
I'm roughing the man's body.
And it's blasting off, flying. Straight for us.
Tom, get out of here in a hurry. That thing's fast as a rocket ship.
Hang on, I'm pouring on. Roger, you get on that radio to Venus. Tell them we need help. In a hurry.
Manning, for heaven's sake, snap out of it. You realize what you're saying?
I sure do, Commander Burke, and it's true.
A giant over 10 feet tall, unharmed by 450-degree temperature, capable of damaging a jet boat?
Sir, he could ruin the jet boat. We wouldn't have a chance. We saw what he did to the diggers.
Manning, can't you understand that no human being could possibly fly as fast as a jet boat?
Human being, whatever this thing is, sir, it sure isn't human.
Manning, what's become of the other members of your unit?
Why, they're here with me in the boat.
Are they? Then put one of them on.
Yes, sir. Here, Tom, talk to him, will you? This is Corbett, sir. Look, I know this is hard to believe back there on Venus, but we have to believe it. It has short legs, thick as tree trunks, no face, and tell him, Astro. 6 arms, sir. On a 6. With things on them.
All right, you all agree. But the Polaris unit has a reputation for pulling tricks. Now, this is a joke. I promise you that you...
Great Galaxy, sir, no. Please believe us, this is deadly serious.
Oh, very well. I'm sending you the help you need at once. End transmission. Lieutenant, did you hear that?
I certainly did, sir. Shall I order the destroyer to Mercury?
No, I'll commandeer a freighter. We need the destroyer for planetary duty.
But in a case like this, sir, the destroyer's armed and the freighter isn't. You said you'd send the help they needed.
Exactly. It's not weapons they need. It's medics.
Doctors? But that giant chasing them.
Good heavens, Lieutenant. Don't tell me you believe that insane babble. It's obvious what's happened. Those cadets have gone 0A.
twilight zone coming up. How are we doing?
Oh, we've gained a little. That thing is nearly 100 yards behind. Is that enough?
I don't know. It depends.
Hey, I spotted the Polaris. East support. There, you're on the nose.
Right. I'm throwing on the forward jets for a fast stop. All the brakes we can stand. Brace yourselves. We're going down.
Tom, that monster is catching up fast now.
I know. We'll be landing in 2 minutes. Right by the ship, I hope. It'll be a rough
Tom,
landing.
look there. Another one of those things driving out from behind the rock.
Great Jupiter, he's cutting between us and the ship.
Right in our path. They've got us trapped.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment. So stand by.
Spacemen, everybody laughs when they see Mr. Funnyman himself, Bob Hope. Bob Hope is known the world over for being a wonderful comedian. In Paramount Pictures, he's made millions of people laugh. And now you can get a picture of Bob Hope that's good for even more fun. That's right. One of the swell magic eyes you can find in boxes of Kellogg's Pep shows Bob Hope in action. Tilt the magic eye, and Bob Hope starts performing right before your very eyes. You see loads of other exciting pictures in the Magic Eye series, too. Planes fly through the clouds. Trains go smoking down the track. And many of your favorite stars of the movies and sports are ready to go into action as soon as you work the Magic Eye. You can get a swell collection together in no time. That's because every time you get a package of Kellogg's Pep, you get a Magic Eye right along with it free at no extra cost. You want a complete set of all 16 Magic Eyes, so don't delay. Start saving Magic Eyes today. If you get doubles, swap them with your friends. That way, you'll get a complete set even sooner. And remember, every time you get Kellogg's Pep, you get a Magic Eye, too. Don't forget the name of the swell-tasting whole wheat cereal that brings you a Magic Eye free at no extra cost in every package. Ask Mom for Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P. Pep.
In a jet boat rocketing through the airless sky of Mercury, pursued by a huge and powerful monster which is seeking to destroy them, Tom Corbett has strained every nerve to maintain the slight lead which means the difference between life and death to himself and his friends Roger Manning and Astro. But just as it seems they have a chance to reach the comparative safety of the Polaris, another of the giant creatures zooms suddenly into their path, and the cadets are trapped.
Great galaxy, Tom. Climb, it's our only chance.
I'm trying to, but I've cut speed for a landing, and it's tough to get her up.
Come on, Tom. You can do it. You've got to.
She's coming now. Come on, get that nose up, baby.
That creature in front of us is climbing, too. It's going to meet us head on.
Hold tight. I'm swinging hard aboard.
Look out, Tom. The thing's making a pass at us.
It's got us. We're spinning.
It's all right. I still have control. We're okay for a second.
That was close, Tom. I didn't think you could do it.
I wasn't sure myself, Roger. Lucky that was only a glancing blow and it missed the jet.
If a glancing blow rocked us like that, a real crash will split us wide open.
Tom, here comes another one, diving from behind.
All right. We'll dive, too.
He's following. Getting close.
Look out, Tom. You're going to crash us.
Not quite. Now. Up.
Jumping Jupiter, Tom. I thought you were going right through the ground.
How about the monster that was after us? What happened to it?
We pulled out of the dive just before we did.
I hoped it would keep going and smash up. I can't keep away from both of them forever.
How can they see to maneuver like that? They have no eyes. Their faces are as blank as a radar screen.
Yes, a screen. A screen or a scanner. That's it. They aren't alive. They're robots.
Oh, machines?
Of course. That's why they can do things no human could do. They aren't space suits. They're just metal bodies.
I get it. They have scanners to send back a picture.
Send it back where?
To wherever their owners are sitting, out of danger, controlling them.
Oh, yeah. Now I see the antennas on their helmets.
Boy, if I can only find the frequency on our receiver. Look, I got an idea.
So have I. But we won't have a chance to try it. Here they come.
One on each side. What can you do, Tom?
Just hold my course and hope.
But they'll crush us between them. Tom, dive.
Not yet.
They're closing in.
All right, now. Going down.
You squeezed through and the robots collided.
My trick worked. But they're not damaged. And one of them is bouncing back to us.
It's landed right on top of the jet boat.
Hey, I found one of the frequencies.
Who cares now? Tom, can you shake it off?
No, it's clamped on tight. The weight is sending us into a spin. I can't control the boat.
Keep fighting. I'm going to turn on the transmitter. No, it's the right one.
You've done it, Roger. The robot let go. We're okay.
It's drifting away down to the ground. What happened?
I jammed its control frequency with our transmitter. I can keep it out of action now.
But what about the other one? It's coming for us again.
I can't handle that one, too.
Maybe I can. Hold your hats, fellas. I'm heading straight into it.
No, Tom, we can't stand a collision with that thing.
Don't talk. This is tricky.
It's suicide.
Show it, and hang on.
We're going to splash. Look out!
We did it.
Did what? You nearly killed us. We hit something on that robot.
Sure, the antenna. That's what I was aiming
You
for.
broke it off, Tom. The thing's going down, out of control.
Hey,
We're safe.
Nice going, Junior. We'd better land and clip the antenna on the other one in case this transmitter gets weak.
Right. Then we'll get back to the Polaris.
Good. I'll sure be glad to get away from Mercury.
We can't leave, Astro. We'll have to stay here and guard the robots until help comes. Their owners might like to get them back, you know.
Stay here on this crummy planet? Aren't you afraid we'll all go zero A?
No, Roger. After what we've been through, even zero-A fever would seem like a slight case of sunburn.
Don't miss the next action-packed episode with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, on Thursday, when the boys again find themselves in terrible danger from the monstrous robots and their human masters. In Part 2 of The Giant of Mercury. Tune in, same time, same station, for the next thrilling interplanetary adventure with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet.
Brought to you by Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal.
Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, starring Frankie Thomas, can also be seen on television and appears in the comic section of many of America's leading newspapers. Look for it daily and in weekend editions. Featured in the cast are Jan Merlin, Al Markham, and Vinton Hayworth. Today's program was written by Don Hughes, directed by Drex Hines. Jackson Beck speaking.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret.
And what a secret! In Kellogg's Raisin Bran, the tasty raisins are dipped in honeycomb. That means plumper, more tender raisins, along with delicious golden crisp bran flakes. Both fruit and cereal, all in one box. And no other raisin brand but Kellogg's gives you the tender goodness of raisins dipped in honeycomb. That's Kellogg's secret. So for your breakfast, make sure you get Kellogg's, because
Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret.
This program came to you from New York. America is sold on ABC, the American Broadcasting Company.
Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal, invites you to rocket into the future with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet.
Stand by to raise ship. Blast off minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
As roaring rockets blast off to distant planets and far-flung stars, we take you to the age of the conquest of space with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet. When a group of interplanetary government scientists working a secret project on the planet Mercury were reported suffering from Zero-A, a dread disease that attacks men confined to small areas, Tom Corbett and his Space Academy unit mates were dispatched to investigate. There on the airless, forbidding surface of Mercury, they discovered that the scientists had been massacred by savage killers who used monstrous metal radio-controlled robots to accomplish their bloody end. And only great courage and skill enabled Tom and his friends to defeat the metal giants. As we join them now in the Polaris, Tom watches as Roger Manning straps on a body jet, preparing to join Astro, who was left to guard the grounded robots some distance away.
Hey, Roger, just what are you and Astro planning to do with that kit of tools and equipment?
Look, Tom, I've told you 8 million times. We're just going to examine the robots.
Examine them or tinker with them? Remember, those things are dangerous.
Correction, Junior. They were dangerous.
Okay, go ahead. But watch out for trouble. Remember that the killers who sent the robots after us may try to get them back.
Space dust. You know what's wrong with you, Junior? This gloomy twilight zone is giving you the jitters.
Think so? All right, little boy. Run and play if you like, but remember, although you think of Mercury as just a big playground, it may still turn out to be a battleground. Space Academy Cruiser Polaris calling Venusport Station. Come in, Venus. Polaris to Venus. Come in, please. Blast it. Why don't they answer? Is that you, Roger? Hey, you're not Roger, or...
No, Cadet Corbett. We're neither Roger nor Astro. The spacesuits confuse you. Well, then that kind of confusion is quite normal in the type of melody.
Who are you, and how did you two get in here without setting off the alarm?
There was no alarm. The outer hatch was ajar.
Ajar? I told Roger to be careful.
Now, let's not get excited. Just relax and everything will be all right.
Relax? Why, you...
Stop, or I'll fire. And drop that winch.
Oh, a parallel ray gun, huh?
Hate to have to use it on you, but it's...
I know. You'd rather have one of your robots smash me to bits, wouldn't you? All right, you're 2-1 and you've got me. Now what?
Leslie, take off your helmet, will you? That should convince our young friend of something.
Don't bother. I wouldn't expect a dirty space crawler like you to... Great. Jumping Jupiter.
Hello, Cadet Corbett.
A girl in your collar and uniform.
Yes, I'm Leslie Everett of the Solar Guard Nurse Corps.
A nurse? But what in the
And
universe...
this is Dr. Ashton.
Commander Burke sent us here from Venus to help you.
But I don't get this. Where's the guard cruiser, the men, weapons?
There is no cruiser. A freighter dropped us off in a jet boat.
And as for weapons, well, we hardly need those, do we? Except for my little ray gun here. And that's just to calm down anyone who becomes too, excitable.
Well, now I understand why they acted so funny when they said help was coming. Everyone thought I was just raving with zero-A fever.
Poor boy, it must have been terrible for you.
Yes, but things will be fine now. As dreadful as zero-A is, the cure is not difficult. I've had a good deal of experience with space psychoses.
Forgive me, Doctor, but I don't care if you've had experience with space fever. We need fighting men here, not medics.
We mustn't be violent. Just relax.
All right, I'm sorry, Doc. It's not your fault, but please get this straight. I'm not crazy. It's all true. Everything I reported to Venus Station is true.
You mean huge flying robots and a group of killers operating them by remote control?
Yes.
Well, we won't argue about it. But now, if you'll just roll...
Great galaxy, what do I have to do to convince you?
Tom.
What's the matter, nurse?
Doctor, I'm afraid I've gone zero-A, too.
That's ridiculous, Leslie.
Then look out the viewport there.
Flying monsters.
Those are robots.
And they're diving right at this ship.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment, so stand by.
Spaceman, you know Tom Corbett says Kellogg's Pep is the best cereal he ever tasted. And Astro says he eats more Pep than anybody else at Space Academy. But this is even better. You know, the other day I was out on the spaceport landing strip, and even Roger Manning was talking about Pep. Well, he's a pretty hard man to please.
You know, you get thinking out here on the landing strip. Takes a lot of power to send a ship blasting off into space. There goes the Hydra. In a way, people need the right fuel just like a rocket ship. If you want to blast off with lots of drive and action in the morning, you have to put away some energy food like Kellogg's Pep. Pep gives you a good supply of food energy. Vitamins, too, like vitamin B1 and D. Something you really need to help keep up strength and vitality. And Kellogg's Pep tastes good, too. Got the kind of flavor that makes you want an extra bowl full. Say, I think I'll go down to the Academy Mess Hall and have some Pep right now. And any space monkey that gets in my way will think he's been hit with a flock of meteors. When I want my Pep, I get my Pep. You spacemen listening, smarten up and ask your mom for Kellogg's Pep. You'll like it.
Well, that's just what Roger said, and he's right, too. Open a package of Kellogg's Pep tomorrow morning and pour yourself a heaping bowlful. 1 spoonful of that malty rich goodness, and you'll say just like Roger Manning, the spaceman cereal is Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P. Pep.
After waiting impatiently for the help promised by the Solar Guard station on Venus, Tom Corbett has found they meant medical help, a doctor and nurse, instead of the men and weapons needed to safeguard the captured robots. As Tom tries to convince Dr. Ashton and Nurse Everett that he is sane and the robots really exist, they suddenly receive dramatic proof when two of the monsters appear and dive straight for the Polaris.
Those monsters, they're going to crash into the ship.
Great galaxy, Corbett. What can we do?
Nothing, but the Polaris should be tough enough to take it.
Suppose they hit up near the nose. They could topple us over.
Well, they might, so hang on. Wait. They're not going to ram us. They're landing near the tail.
Can they break into the ship?
Well, not for a while at least, but...
What's that?
What are they doing, Corbett?
What I was afraid of, attacking the vanes and rocket tubes.
Hey, Junior, how's everything in the ship?
Who's that on your radio?
It's Roger. Maybe he and Astro can help. Roger, listen. Two new robots are attacking the ship.
Yeah, no fool.
Look, this is no joke. They're right here, and
Are you sure it's two new robots, Tom?
Well, of course I'm... Wait a minute. Where are you?
Oh, we're around.
Cut it out, Roger. Tom, this is Astro. We're behind the rocks just east of the ship, and the robots...
Oh, I get it. They're the ones we captured. You found a way to work them.
That's right.
Oh, thank goodness.
And I thought we'd fly him to the ship without tipping you off first. Some joke, huh, Junior?
Yeah, some joke.
Hey, who was that?
That's Dr. Ashton, Roger. He and a nurse were sent here from Venus.
A nurse, huh? Well...
They came because Venus thought we'd gone zero-A, and I guess maybe you have.
What's the idea of pulling a crazy stunt like this?
I was just giving you a little scare. I didn't know there was a girl aboard. Besides, there's no need to worry anymore. The killers are gone. They left long ago. We're the robot masters now. So get your spacesuits on. We'll give you all an exhibition of how we can control them. Oh, bring the doctor, too. And especially the nurse.
Goodness, aren't they the big, horrible-looking things?
You don't have to be afraid of the robots while I'm around, nurse. Wait till you see the tricks I can make them do.
The tricks we could make them do, hotshot.
Oh, yeah. Astro helps a little, too.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
A little. Listen, who traced the power connections and who
Never
was it-
mind, Astro. Let him show off for the lady. We'll get through faster and get away from Mercury. We don't have to stay now that we can get the robots aboard.
Oh, right, Junior. Come on, Astro. We'll get set up.
Okay.
I'll be right back, nurse. Don't go away.
I won't.
You know, Corbett, thinking of the robots as machines, not as grotesque humans, they don't seem so ugly.
Well, I don't know.
Oh, Doctor, with 6 arms and those short, thick legs like a huge hippopotamus?
Well, they're functional. Legs like that can support tremendous weight, and they keep the center of gravity low.
And that's right. And the arms are fitted with heavy claws, Durasteel fingers, a drill, and look here, a sort of shovel.
Yes, I see, but you think all those things make them handsome?
Well, no, but they must have been wonderful miners.
Miners? You mean to dig?
Oh, yes, of course. You see, the men who operated them could stay at their base on the twilight zone here on Mercury and send these things out to the hot side.
Right, instead of going out themselves in diggers the way the Solar Alliance men had to do. What's more, I'm afraid they've already found what our men were looking for.
What was that, Cadet
I
Corbett?
don't know, Nurse. You see, the project was top secret.
Hey, everybody, we're ready. Watch this now. Presenting the newest ballroom team, Robert and Roberta Robot.
What in the world? Oh, why, those hideous monsters are dancing.
Perfectly ridiculous. Careful now. Keep them away.
That's right. Watch it. If they fall on us...
Oh, don't worry, they won't. We've got this down to a science.
Well, maybe you have at that. The controls aren't too complicated.
True genius, my boy, is often simple.
Get him.
Isn't it wonderful?
I am, aren't I?
Surely those tiny hands transmitters of yours can't furnish power for such huge machines.
They have their own power supply, Doctor. The radio signal just activates it.
Right. Now watch this. Ready, Astro?
Ready?
Up they go!
They're climbing into the sky.
Roger, what's happening?
They're not responding to the controls.
Uh-oh. Look, they're coming down again. Toward us. Stop them. Stop them.
Good heavens, do something.
We can't. Someone must have taken over with stronger transmitters. The killers. They're still on Mercury.
Look, the robots are diving at us.
Get her. Make for the Polaris. Run! We made it. Come on, close the hatch.
time. One of them nearly got me if it hadn't been for the light gravity.
Hey, wait. There's only 4 here. Someone's missing.
The doctor.
No, I'm here. You dragged me in. But where's Leslie?
Great Jupiter, I thought you were Leslie.
So did I when I saw you grab him.
And she's still out there with those robots.
She must have dodged between the rocks.
Open the hatch again. Hurry.
See anything? Look, the robots. In the air, they're flying away.
Yeah, one of them's carrying something in its arms. Great galaxy.
It's the nurse. Leslie, they've got her.
Oh, no. Astro, get the rockets blasting. We're going after them. Control deck to power deck.
Morning, guy.
Reduce speed, 1/4, Astro.
Reduce speed,
Right, hurry.
But... Okay, reducing speed.
Corbett, what's the matter with you? Don't you want to catch them?
Not yet.
Look, Junior, have you gone space happy?
No, we'll have to wait till they land.
But why? Why? Go after them now, man.
Then what? How do we knock off the robots in flight without killing the nurse?
He's right, Doc.
Good heavens, I hadn't thought. Can't you force them down somehow?
Impossible. Can you think of anything, Roger?
No, unless maybe...
Calling the Polaris. Calling the Polaris. Come in, Polaris.
Who's that?
This is the Polaris. Who are you?
Never mind that. It's enough for you to know we've regained control of our robots. Your nurse's life is now in your hands. Give up. Surrender now, or you die before your eyes.
Great galaxy.
Rummy space rats.
Tell them we'll surrender, Corbett. We have no choice. We can't let Leslie be killed.
Of course not, but... Well, this maybe is a bluff.
No, Tom, he's not bluffing about Leslie. They'll kill her.
Yes, they'll kill her. Look at her held in the steel claws.
We've got to do something, Tom, and fast.
Wait, I've got a brainstorm that might work.
What is it, Tom?
Well, Polaris, you've taken long enough. What's your answer?
Here, Roger, talk to them, but stall as long as you can.
How can we be sure you only want to capture us, that you're telling the truth?
You're trying to waste time. But there'll be no more of that. Look at the robot. Unless you surrender now, watch how it drops the girl.
Well, wait just a minute.
Stalling. Okay, Remsen, let her fall.
No, wait.
It's all right, Roger. Astro and I fixed it.
Look, she's still safe.
What's the matter? Why doesn't the robot... Why, those blasted cadets...
Tom, what did you do?
We took control of the robot with our main transmitter at full power. They can't drop her now.
Thank heaven.
Pretty smart thinking, Tom. Look, I'm going to land the robot. Follow it down.
Right. Stand by, Astro.
Standing by.
If you think your little trick is going to save the girl, you're wrong, my friend. You can't steal control of the other robot. We'll do the job with that.
Oh, no.
Is he telling the truth?
I'm afraid he is.
Yes, we only have one transmitter set up.
And the second robot's going down, too. Roger. Get the one with Leslie off the ground again. Fast.
I am, but the other one has the edge and speed now. You've got to do something.
Can't you clip the antenna off the way you did with the jet boat?
No, Astro. The Polaris is too big and fast, and if we missed one try, we wouldn't have time for another.
Just plow into it then. Knock it down.
We can't do that, Doctor. It's too near the ground. We'd crash, too.
Tom, the way you're diving at it now, we're sure to crash anyhow.
No, I'm going to pull up hard at the last minute. Roger, stand by to send Leslie's robot off at an angle. Okay, now. Here goes. Good. Now I'm going to pull out of the dive. Brace yourselves.
What good did that do, Corbett? You pulled up when we were still 100 feet from the robot.
That's right, Doctor, but when we went up, the jets and the tail swept right over
Well,
us.
that they did, Tom, and even those robots weren't built to withstand a blast of white-hot heat like that. Look, it's going down out of control.
By Jupiter, you're right.
Fast thinking, Tom. Now I can land the one that's carrying Nurse Leslie, and then we can get her aboard.
Right.
Yes, she'll be safe now, and so will we.
Okay, Polaris, you won that round and destroyed one of our robots. I promise you we'll win the next round, and that will be the last, because now you'll be destroyed.
Leslie, are you sure you're all right?
Well, I think I will be, Doctor, as soon as I can realize I'm really safe again. It's still a little hard to believe, you know.
I should think so, Nurse, after what you went through.
We should be shot for letting him catch you in the first place.
Oh, no. It wasn't your fault. You were all wonderful.
Well, yeah, the others were pretty helpful. I would have had much more trouble saving you alone.
Why, you bubblehead.
Easy, Astro. Is there anything we can do to make her more comfortable, Doctor?
No, I'll take care of her, Corbett. You boys had better get that robot aboard, since you feel you can't leave it behind.
Oh, why can't we?
I want the Solar Alliance to have it, not the killers. Astro, get down to the power deck, will you? Stand by to blast off.
Okay, Tom. I'll be ready when you are.
Roger, get on the controls of the robot. I'll open the hatch.
Tom, look. There's a ship almost over us.
Great galaxy, they found us already.
Who is that?
The same men who tried to kill me?
Yes, they said they'd destroy us all.
Glad you waited, Cadet, because we have a little present for you. And here it is.
They're firing an atomic warhead.
Down, everybody, down! Are you all okay?
Yeah. You all right, Leslie?
Yeah, but that was so close.
We're lucky it wasn't closer.
We have to get off the ground, Corbett, quickly.
We sure do. Control the power deck. Blast off, Astro, now.
I can't, Tom. The power tubes are damaged. I'm afraid we're stuck here for good.
We'll return to the exciting adventures of Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, in just a moment. So stand by.
Spaceman, you've been with Tom Corbett on flights through space. You've been with him on Mars and Venus. You've seen him in action at Space Academy, too. Well, now you can get Tom Corbett's picture on a magic moving picture eye. The magic eye is a plastic disc with Tom's picture in it. When you tilt it back and forth, the picture inside shows you exciting action. And besides Tom Corbett, there are other action pictures, too. One magic eye shows Bobby Riggs, famous tennis star. Another shows a Douglas skyrocket jet plane. And you can get as many as 16 different magic eye subjects. Planes, movie stars, trains, sports stars. And listen to this. You don't have to write in to get a magic eye. No, sir. No box tops, no waiting, nothing extra to pay. You get a magic eye free at no extra cost every time you get a package of Kellogg's Pep. Now think of it. There's a magic eye waiting for you inside every package of Kellogg's Pep. Get some magic eyes right away. Sew them on your jacket or belt. They really look swell. And the more you get, the better. So let's get going, spacemen. Remember, there's a magic eye free at no extra cost in each and every package of the Build-Up Wheat Cereal, Kellogg's Pep. P-E-P. Pep.
After rescuing Nurse Leslie, Tom, Roger, and Astro moved swiftly to get the captured robot aboard and blast off from Mercury before the enraged killers could find them. But suddenly a ship appeared overhead and fired an atomic warhead which crippled the Polaris, making escape impossible. Now, if the killer ship turns to make another bomb run, there appears to be no way to stop the attack which their enemy has promised will blow them to space dust.
Isn't there anything we can do to avoid being hit again?
We must do something. I don't see what... Yes, there's something. We can try it at least. The robot. Send it up, Roger.
Oh, what good will a robot do?
It isn't fast enough to catch a ship.
It doesn't have to. The ship is coming to us. The robot only has to intercept. Now, if it's still working...
It is working, Tom. There it goes.
Look, Junior, what do you expect?
No time to explain now, Roger. Just watch.
Look, they're going to crash. Tom's done it.
No, they're not. They're clear. They're passing above it.
That's just what I wanted. Now their firing rocket tube is exposed.
What? Oh, great Jupiter, if only you can do it.
Do what, for heaven's sake?
Steady, Tom. Steady. There, you've done it.
Look, Doctor. Their ship, it blew up.
But how could it? What happened?
You tell him, Roger.
Well, Tom sent the robot smack into their firing tube. Their own warhead blasted them.
A brilliant maneuver. Brilliant. And now, Leslie, this time we're really safe. Thanks to the quick thinking and steady hand of Cadet Corbett.
You find any more of their gang in the wreckage, Tom?
Yes, 4 of them, Leslie, but all very dead.
The craters of Luna, I don't see how the leader ever came through alive. Neither can I.
Can we talk to him, Doctor?
Yes, go ahead. Aside from a few bruises, he's perfectly all right. Amazing luck.
I don't know, Doc. You'll live to stand trial. That's not so lucky.
Don't worry, you good citizens of the Solar Alliance. You'll never put me on trial.
Get him. Sounds as if he thinks he can escape.
Look here. Just what were you doing on Mercury? What were you using the robots for?
Mining what your stupid scientists were looking for on their top secret project. Natural plutonium.
Natural plutonium? But that's very rare. Most of it is made artificially.
On Earth, yes, but we found it here. It meant cheap atomic power, wealth.
Good thing we stopped you. Guys like you don't deserve wealth. You don't know how to use power.
You can stole the speeches, Cadet. I'm not interested.
Hey, I wonder if this gang wasn't just part of a larger outfit.
If so, the Solar Guard will find it and take care of it. Well, we've nothing to do now until the release ship comes. So, let's relax.
Don't miss the next action-packed adventure with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, when the cadets begin a dangerous masquerade and rocket into the atmosphere of death. Tune in, same time, same station on Tuesday for the next thrilling interplanetary adventure with Tom Corbett, Space Cadet.
Brought to you by Kellogg's Pep, the build-up wheat cereal.
Tom Corbett, Space Cadet, starring Frankie Thomas, can also be seen on television and appears in the comic sections of many of America's leading newspapers. Look for it daily and in weekend editions. Featured in today's cast were Jan Merlin, Al Markham, James Monks, and Connie Lemke. Today's program was written by Don Hughes, directed by Drex Hines. Jackson Beck speaking.
Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. And what a secret! In Kellogg's Raisin Bran, the tasty raisins are dipped in honeycomb. That means plumper, more tender raisins, along with delicious golden crisp bran flakes. Both fruit and cereal, all in one box. And no other Raisin Bran but Kellogg's gives you the tender goodness of raisins dipped in honeycomb. That's Kellogg's secret. So for your breakfast, make sure you get Kellogg's, because Kellogg's Raisin Bran has a secret. By the way, boys and girls, there's a swell story about Tom Corbett, the cadets, Captain Strong, Dr. Joan Dale, and Commander Arkwright in the new April issue of Radio Television Mirror magazine that just went on sale at your newsstand. You'll enjoy seeing pictures of all the cast at home in the Radio TV Mirror story.
This program has come to you from New York.